Hey guys, welcome back for another Pickups episode. Today I'm going to be showing you some of the stuff I picked up over the past month, and it'll probably be a little while before you see another Pickups video just because I'm going to be working on a new series of videos that several of you have requested on some of my other comment sections of other videos, and I think you'll be happy with what it is. I'm going to keep it a surprise, so be looking for it the next few weeks on the channel. But let's start off with this Sega Genesis here. I picked this up on eBay, got a really good deal on this Sega Genesis. It's the Model 3, and it came complete in box. Basically had never been played. I got this for 50 bucks, and that includes the shipping. So really good deal on this, and it's in really good shape. I didn't open it up because I've got my CDX that I play, but I'm going to keep this, pristine in the box. So really good deal on this. Lately I've really been trying to beef up my NES box collection because it's starting to lag behind all my other collections, and I wanted to give it a jump start, so I bought a whole bunch of NES games in the box. So let's take a look at what I got. First, I got an Arcade Classic, and this port for the NES was really good in my opinion. Not as good as the arcade, of course, but still good in its own right, and that's Rampage. And I remember putting mini quarters in the Rampage arcade machine and tearing down the buildings, and spent many hours playing this on the NES. Alright, the next game is Top Gun. Top Gun is infamous for everybody because it seemed like nobody could complete a mission because it's almost impossible to land your aircraft on the aircraft carrier after you're done. So, kind of an infamous game. You can get it really cheap on eBay. I think I've paid less than $5 for this. Alright, the next one is another arcade classic from my childhood, and that is Narc. And I remember my brother and I always played this in the arcade when we were younger, and this port is pretty bad compared to the arcade game itself, and doesn't really compare, in my opinion, to what the arcade game was. So I didn't pay a whole lot for this. I want to say it's less than 10 bucks, but it's complete in box. Alright, this next game I have very fond memories of, and that's Pirates. Pirates was a great game. We played this all the time back in 2nd, 3rd grade, and this was back on the old floppy disk. Of course, this is the NES version. It's basically a direct port from the PC, and graphics are just as good in my opinion. Plays very well. You sail around in a ship, attack forts, take over ships, plunder them, and just really fun gameplay. Love the sword fighting in this game. A classic for the NES. Check this out if you can. Alright, the next game is a classic ninja game on the NES, and that is Wrath of the Black Mana. And compared to Ninja Gaiden or Zen, it wasn't very good, but it seemed like everybody had a copy of this. This is a good NES game that you can pick up complete for very cheap. I want to say I paid under $5 for this because it's so common, but something I needed to add to my collection, and proud on it now. Alright, I know this next game is going to bring out that nostalgic feeling in all of you, and that is DuckTales for NES. We all love the music from this game, the gameplay. Capcom's remaking it right now, and I decided I better get this before it gets too high in price. You all know that the NES prices are just going crazy right now. So, really lucky to own a complete copy of DuckTales. Alright, this next game a lot of you might not know of. It came out pretty late in the NES's life cycle, and it has great graphics and great gameplay. To me, in my personal opinion, it's one of the greatest games on the NES, and that is Zen the Intergalactic Ninja. And from the first time I saw gameplay of this, I said I have to have it. Finally made that happen, and it's just as amazing as I ever thought it would be. Really good game. If you see this somewhere, pick it up, try it out. I guarantee you, you will not be disappointed in Zen Intergalactic Ninja. Alright, let's go right on to Sega Genesis. This is a hidden gem on the Sega Genesis, and it's a really good platformer, and it's based on a 90s cartoon that some of you may remember, and that's Gargoyles. And really interesting platformer. Very dark. It's pretty tough, but very rewarding. Very good graphics. Great game. Check this out if you can. It's not too expensive either. Alright, for Nintendo 64, I picked up Mario Kart 64. I think all of you probably spent a whole lot of time playing this 4-player on the Nintendo 64. It's right up there with GoldenEye, Conker's Bad Fur Day, in my opinion, for some of the best Nintendo 64 multiplayer. Really good game. Alright, for the original Xbox. Xbox is a system you need to collect for right this second because the prices are super low. You can pretty much get anything you want within reason except maybe Steel Battalion. You're going to pay a lot for Steel Battalion, but everything else is probably $30 or less for the most part. All these games I'm about to show you are $5 or less. Alright, the first game is Hitman 2. I spent many hours in college playing Hitman 2, and really good action game. There's more than one way to complete each mission, and gameplay is very fun. You don't feel like you're having to make one certain choice. You can go about your assassinations by using poison, actually shooting the target, using a knife, or by some indirect means. Really fun game. Alright, this next game was a disappointment when it came out, and that's Brute Force. I think everybody, when they saw the cutscenes and gameplay of this, they thought this was going to be the next Halo. When they bought it, they were sadly disappointed. I think I paid $4 for it, and that's about what it's worth. Interesting game. Not very polished like Halo was, but for its price, you might as well pick it up. Dead or Alive 3. It was a launch title for the Xbox, and it's a solid fighting game. Nothing spectacular, but a good solid fighting game that you can get for less than $5, so check this out. Alright, this next game I bought for $5 sealed, and that's Demon's Song for the Xbox. Kind of a hidden gem. It's a pretty solid action hack and slash game, and not too many frills here, but just a good solid action game. So for the price, can't beat it. Alright, and the next game completes my Panzer Dragoon set, and that was Panzer Dragoon Orta. And I didn't pay very much for this. It's a good, solid on-rail shooter, just like all the other Panzer Dragoon games you played. So check this out. Alright, let's go to Sega Dreamcast next. I got two games for it. I got Sword of the Berserk. It's a pretty basic action game. Nothing special here, but something I've been wanting to check out for a while. Glad I picked it up. Alright, the next game I got for Sega Dreamcast was Dead or Alive 2. Another solid fighting game. I got this for less than $6. Alright, let's finish it up with the Sega Saturn games. And for Sega Saturn, I got Clockwork Knight. It's a very interesting platformer for the system. It reminds me a lot of Toy Story in that you're in a toy room and all the toys are coming to life. Very interesting. Check it out. It's pretty odd though, but check this out. The next game for Saturn I got was The Horde. This game has some horrible acting in it. It has live action sequences featuring Kirk Cameron, and I'm gonna show some footage up here of that, and you can see it's pretty bad. But this is a interesting strategy game for the Saturn. Very cheap. You can get it for maybe $10. But check this out. This next game I got at a flea market the other day, and that is Gex. Interesting platformer for the Saturn. Really good graphics. Gex was actually voiced by comedian Dana Gould, and check this out. Interesting platformer. Alright, and this next game is a mech game for the Saturn, and it's called Gen Wars. Very cheap, very common. You can pick it up for $3 or $4 on eBay. Alright, and this next game I got was for Sega CD, and that's Mortal Kombat. I was very surprised at the beginning of this game that they had the Mortal Kombat music video in the intro. So that was pretty cool. I'll post some video of that in the corner here. But check this out. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video games pickups episode, and be sure to check out the channel the next few weeks. I've got a really good series of videos coming out that I'm sure all of you are going to want to check out. But until then, see you guys next time.